love radio and jazz ladies out there. This your boy Samuel Armstrong, broadcasting live from the cabaret in the sky. And when I'm not busy doing my soloing on my two horn, I just tune into the Artivist presents We All Be News and Radio. Oh, yeah.
Hello, Mr. Rush.
Yes, sir.
All right, We All Be is honored to have on the honorable and legendary R&B and soul giant, Brother Bobby Rush. How you doing today, sir?
I'm good. My name is Bobby Rush. I'm better known as Sue's boyfriend.
Sue, I heard that.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you who I am. My name is Bobby Rush. My real name is Emmett Ellis Jr. I changed my name many, many years ago because of my daddy was a preacher. And the respect I had for my father, in my biblical study, I didn't want to be singing the blues as a junior. Emmett Ellis Jr., I'm named after my father. I didn't want to have this big record and people be calling me in the same name and reflect with my father. And that's respect for my father. No other reason in history that I would change it. But I did wind up changing my name to something I thought people would call me in one syllable. What I mean by that, everybody called me Bobby Rush. Nobody called me Rush. Nobody called me Bobby. Everybody called me Bobby Rush. And the one that, who wants to call me anything different, then we have a different. Because that's who I am. I was born in a place called Haynesville, Louisiana, near Homer, Louisiana. I left in 1947. Went to Arkansas with my father, who was a pastor, a minister, and an evangelist and pastor of a church in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, in 1947. Stayed up to 1951. The early 50s, I moved to Chicago. I lived in Chicago for 46 years. I started recording in 1951, early 51, late 52. And for Chess Record and for other various labels, I have 259 records I recorded through the years. They're not all CDs, but they records and songs. Because during the time I started recording, we didn't have the long play LPs. We had 45s and 7/8s, and then it come into the 8 tracks and the 45 and the LPs, and now we got the digital stuff, and including the CDs and the DVDs and the whole bit. So that's a little bit about my career. So here I am, ready to talk to you a little about where I've been, what I've done, what I'm doing, what I'm planning to do.
Well, sir, it's an honor to have you on. That's a very great way to introduce yourself. Very fastidious and also very knowledgeable and substantive for our audience. Now, I want to ask you, because I had a chance, the honor of hearing you speak at Rhodes College, and you shared some very invaluable insight into what you do as a performer, but also about the Chitlin Circuit. And I just want to ask you, what is your connections to Memphis history, music history? I know that you said that you did some work with Sunbeam Mitchell.
What, who now?
Sunbeam Mitchell.
Oh, yeah. Just I'm tied in, at my age, I'm tied in with a lot of people who came up in the Chitlin Circuit area. When Sunbeam was just one of the guys who was in the Chitlin Circuit, because everybody that we worked for, I said we, myself, Bobby Bland, b.b.king, and people like me, like Rufus Summer, we all worked Chitlin Circuit places, the little small juke joint, and seat 1, 2, 300 people, even less. And sometimes we worked for sandwiches, we worked for chitlin sandwich. Sometimes we went for hamburgers, hot dog, peanut butter sandwich, and because we got very little money, and but most of the club would feed us. That's what you call the smoking hog, the Chitlin Circuit joints, and it's still alive today. And I don't want the world to go down talking down and looking down their nose at the Chitlin Circuit, because Chitlin Circuit is like our mother of our fun, mother of the club. Everything come from the Chitlin Circuit. That's all we knew. And we were proud to be in the Chitlin Circuit and singing the blues. It was a good time on the weekend when we got through planting cotton, chopping cotton, and planting the mule in the field, cutting wood, and whatever we have to do. We enjoyed having the weekend off, and where we had to go, Chitlin Circuit, to the juke joint. That's all we had. So I dare anyone to talk anything down about these places and where we been and where we come from. because that's our mother fun place. And if you don't like the blues or like these kind of joints, then you don't like your mother. So this is it, man. You know, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be a blues singer. I'm proud to be a Chitlin Circuit man. I'm proud to be a black entertainer. Play black music. I'm proud to represent blackness in what I do. That don't mean I don't appreciate all people, but I can't forget about I'm a black man who sang the blues.
That's a great way to put it. I'm glad you brought that up. I know people, when they think of the word or the term Chitlin Circuit, they do think of it in a derogatory or low-down manner. But the fact that you said all you said...
Well, let me tell you something while we're in this. It's not the people that thinks that. It's the writers who write about it want people to think that. People know better than that. It's the writers who want to write about... See, they want to write about the Chitlin Circuit being something less than something else. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing about the blues. They wrote about the blues being something less than something else until the white people started playing the blues. Now it's all right to play the blues. Because it was wrong for me to shake on the bandstand like I shake until Aaron Presley came along, and Tom Jones, and a few people like that. Then it was all right for them to do. Then they slightly accepted me then. Not totally, just slightly accepted me. But it's okay. Because I have one thing that I'm proud of, that the Blues Foundation and the blues lovers, I'm talking about the white fans, got into Bobby Rush. I have crossed over the white audience, and God knows I'm so grateful for that, because I'm one of the few guys who crossed over. They'd have to cross out my people to do it. Because so many times you get guys who cross over and cross out. Mm-hmm. You know, but I didn't have to burn the bridge down that brought me across. And I'm proud of it, you know, and I'm so happy about that. But here's one thing that bothered me. I got a thing that bothered me about the area, because 25 or 30 years ago, you got the white guys who was learning how to play the blues, and they played as well as black guys play it, but most of the time they're playing black people's songs. They don't tell that story of it all the time, but it's okay about that. But the point I'm getting to is that they invented a wah-wah so the white guy could sound like black guys playing the blues. Now the white guys have learned to play the blues as well, sometimes it's better, and they love it as well, and sometimes more than we as black people love it. But what bothered me about that situation, well, they invented a wah-wah where the white guy can sound like a black guy. Now you got black guy buying wah-wah trying to sound like a white guy who trying to sound like a black guy. You follow me? Yes, yeah. They imitated you know, the white guy who playing the blues, and they don't know what they got the, you know, and you got white guys, black guys want to play like Stephen Ray Vaughan. And Stephen Ray Vaughan, but playing like a black guy. He playing like an African King. He got everything he got from African King and Freddie King. That's where he got it from. And he played just like him. He's a copycat of him. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just letting you know that someone should set the record straight that these guys weren't original for the music and were original for the sound. But Eric Clapton ain't original for his sound. He got all these things from Freddie King, b.b.king, and probably some Bobby Rush, a little water, muddy water. That's where it comes from. But he'll tell that story of it. Eric Clapton really tells the story of it. And we need more people like that to tell the story. Bonnie Raitt tells the story. She's a beautiful lady who tells where she got her grip from. And she tells it. You got a few guys who tell it like it is and tell it where it's come from.
I think it's important. To me, it speaks not only, you know, the copycats getting the glory, but also to the institutional racism of America. I know I read somewhere where B.B.king was asked about his impressions when the Beatles first came over, and he said that all they did was re-import the blues because y'all used to come over there all the time, showing John Lennon and all them guys, Pete Townsend and Mick Jagger, people like that, how to play the blues at Piccadilly Square or at y'all concerts. I remember Little Richard had the Rolling Stones and the Beatles open for him when he went over to England.
Oh, yeah. But you know, same thing. I was with the DJ record when the Beatles first come over. And the Rolling Stones came over, want to find out what the guys recorded, how they recorded, so they could take the sound back there. But then they tell that story of it. But what happened, the artists tell the story, but the writers who write about it don't tell the story. So when the artists talk about where they got it from, they seem to forget about it, have amnesia about what they said about that music. They don't want to tell where it's come from because to get a black entertainer too much credit. That's my thought of it, you know.
So, you know, it's funny because Jimi Hendrix went over across the pond and he influenced a whole bunch of rock and roll people. But,
he did so.
But he came from the blues tradition, though. I mean, even though he's from Washington, you know, he ain't out of Nashville. He came from the blues guys, though. He came from you all.
He came from the blues guys. Guys were watching me and Howlin' Wolf. You know, he was watching. Same with Al Green. Al Green, not a blues singer per se, but he loved Howlin' Wolf and the Bobby Rush. The man's a music man. He know where he get his thing from. He's a black man who turned it just a little popish, but he come from the blues side, man. And he tell it. He don't hide it. He tell it. So the record need to be set straight where it's come from, so the critic can go back where the original people who did the music. So hopefully before they die, I die, that I can have a dent in this world of what I've done and what I'm doing. Because people are looking at me at 200-something records. People are looking at my record, and I can hear my sound coming up in different people's music, black and white. You know, but that's only. But so could you hear me in Muddy Waters and Little Walter and the people before me? It's only natural. But I tells it, you know, I tell the people, Lil Jordan really struck me. Julia Parker, you can hear all that. I talk about chicken heads. I talk about the hen house. I talk about the rooster. And so did Lil Jordan. You talk about all cows and horses and buzzards and monkeys and fish fry. The soda Bobby Rush. You follow me?
Yes, sir. You follow tradition.
Yeah, you know.
A legacy. I mean, but like, are you worried? I know you're talking about the white people or the white audience and fans appreciate the music, but are you worried about? It's like black folks don't want to celebrate the blues, or we're not, you know, really want to embrace it. I mean, I ain't talking about all black folks, but a number of black people. And you guys in the audience, you see mostly white people, correct, at these concerts? Well,
that's what you. But it's a plan. What hurt me, it's a drawn-out plan. If it's planned from the promotional side, from the radio, the TV, the advertisement side, and so it's advertised to white people to come to these festivals. Because see, let me tell you something. See, if you want white people to come, then you get white artists who they familiar with to come. If you want black people to come, hire Al Green or Bobby Rush. Then you get black people to come. You follow me?
Yes,
so it's a plan. It's a plan. It's almost like you got a house downtown Chicago. If you don't want black people down there, all you got to do is raise your rent to $5,000 a month. You ain't got to say this for white folks. Just raise your rent. Raise your rent to $5,000 a month. Then you find out how many black people can stay down there. If you want to separate, you separate it with prices. So that if you don't want black people at these blues festivals, you see, just keep hiring the white artists that the black people ain't interested in seeing. If you want some black people there, hire Snoop Dogg. You'll see some black people come.
Yeah, that's true.
They pay the same money for the white artist. Why did they get Snoop Dogg? Because they don't want you at the festival. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
When they want you there, they know what to do. You know that when they build jail, they know who they build the jails for. They shut you off in a situation where you almost have to commit a crime in order to pay your bill, in order to eat and pay rent. So they build a jail knowing you're gonna commit the crime. You follow me?
Yeah, I definitely follow you. Yes, sir.
So if they want to have a blues festival, black people, then go on and ask the blues is the best thing that ever happened. You see young black men to start to sing the blues because they get paid for what they do.
Yes, sir.
Then white folks and black folks will come to the festival, but they won't tell that side of it. You know, you won't tell that side of it. You know, they put it out of range. Well, most of the black guys who wants to play the blues, if they want to play the blues, they can't afford the guitar that they said was the best guitar, the best blues guitar. They put a price on it for $20,000, so the black boy can't buy it no way. And he out of range of everything he do. You know, I'm talking about the realness and the real deal of it. That's what it's real is. Because I've got 200-something records, and I have hit records on the black side, decent records on the white side. But I get I don't get 10% of the money that the white group has. I don't get the name called that the white group. Don't have many records I have. But they can get
also, they copy your style a lot of ways. They copy your style.
They copy my style. They copy my style, get more money. Because 15 or 20 years ago, rap was a disgrace until white folks started rapping. They're so right to rap now. Because more white folks like rap than black.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I'm afraid, though, 'cause I talked to some rappers of renown that, they work with people like Tupac, and I told them, are you afraid that the more and more concerts you do, you see mostly white people, and actually they're going to control the history of the telling of rap? Like you say, how they doing with the blues and rock and roll? Like they retell the history.
You're right. Let me say, they're going to control the history of it because we ain't got too many black men doing what you're doing, talking to people like me about this music.
Mm-hmm.
They want to talk to other guys. I hear guys say, well, man, I'm going overseas. I don't want to play in the United States because overseas where I can make my money. Now, what he really saying on the current, they won't hire him in the United States. He got to go where he can make a living.
Yeah. I heard Taj Mahal was having problems getting booked in the United States. I mean, Taj Mahal.
Oh, yeah. Taj Mahal's a good friend. But black folks don't know who Taj Mahal is as a whole.
Yeah, that's true.
And it ain't all the public fault either. We as black men in entertainment got to record the kind of thing that black people can relate to also.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
You see, I'm a Southern boy. I come from Louisiana. If I invite my friends to my house, certainly I got to have the kind of food they relate to, all depending on where they come from.
That's
if they
true.
come from Louisiana, I got to feed them the kind of food they know about.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I feed a Southern guy some pork, some beef, some neck bone, he probably understand that. But if I feed him some monkey meat, he probably won't know about that. But people in Alaska would. You follow me?
Right. Yes, sir.
That don't mean it's bad. It's not the culture. You don't just go to China and go there and bring a ton of greens and hot water bread and have no rice. That's a disgrace. No rice.
Mm-hmm.
I was in Chinatown about 12, 15 years ago. I like Chinese food, and I went to Chinese food. So I'm a country boy, and I want a little sugar sprinkle over my rice. I don't want it sweet, just sprinkle on my rice. And the guy come out and put me out the place. Said, hey, you messing up the rice. No sugar on the rice. No sugar on the rice. You get out of here. You messing up the sugar and messing up the rice with the sugar. But that is not his culture. He never saw that before. But as a whole, black people know about putting a little sugar on rice.
Yes, sir.
Little cornbread and buttermilk. You don't know nothing about it, but I'm telling you, but people know about that kind of thing. Little neck bone and hot bone, black-eyed peas. We know about this kind of eating. Not that I'm in love with it now at my age. I don't eat that much of it, but I know about it.
Yes, sir.
I don't know too much about monkey ham.
I don't think a lot of us know too much about monkey ham. I think kids in Africa know about that.
Yeah. We know about caviar, but we can't afford to buy it.
Yes, sir. There you go.
We heard about it, First time I taste something, I want to taste some pate and caviar because it sound big. It seemed like I was important. When I ate it, I got sick because it wasn't my cup of tea.
Wow.
That's raw fishy, what it is, But
that was about you embracing your talents. I mean, your talents has opened so many gateways for you. I mean, you probably wouldn't even imagine when you first started out that you'd be at this place where you're at now.
Oh, no. Let me tell you, when I first started out, many, many years ago, I was a young boy who started out around with muddy water and howling, whooping all the time. And someone told me after I was in the business about 15, 20 years, he said, Bobby Rush, he said, you good, and you're going to make a lot of money. And I said, you mean to me I can make money what I will do free? I didn't know about I didn't know about the money end of it. You follow me? I want to get paid enough for the girls, for to have enough money for buy me a nice suit so the girls can look at me. You know what I'm talking about? So I want to be looking good for the girl. Well, after the girl kissed me, that was the end of that, man. I didn't know about the money end of it, but later on. But I guess it's a business. It's a country boy. I didn't know about the money end of it, especially at this being a legend. I didn't know about where I was going from with that.
That's right.
But I thank God that I'm here and talking to you. It ain't many guys left in my position who you can talk to direct without talking to a manager without talking to the record company, without talking to someone to get permission.
Yes, sir.
You don't have to get permission for nothing for Bobby Rush. I own and operate everything about me.
Yes, sir.
For 50-something years.
I mean, that's a blessing because I remember I saw the
let me say it's a blessing for me to learn what I know about being independent.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a handicap to me too. Let me show you what I mean, because
yes, sir.
there are some doors that open for me wouldn't be open. It would be open, but the door would be wider now if I had some big manager. I think some of the door would be open, but it wouldn't have put me here to know what I know, because I was just like any other entertainer. 50 years ago, I was going to write some songs for myself till I find me a good writer. I was going to promote myself till I find me a promoter. I was going to produce myself till I find a producer. I was going to do all these things till I find that right person. And 40 years later, b.b.king come into him one day and said, Bobby Rush, he and Bobby Bland both said, hey, you write a good song, man. Why don't you produce a song on me, write for me? Now it dawned on me. All these years, I'm the guy that should have been doing these things for myself. But I was looking, I'll be honest, I was looking for many, many years. I was looking for this guy. As soon as I get me a hit record, I'm gonna get me this Quincy Jones in my life. I don't mean Quincy Period. Just that's an example.
Right.
And he'll come in and produce and write for me. But when I found out, I was there all the time. I remember the late Pop Willie, was High Records. I went to him when Al Green had Love and Happiness out. I had a big record called Sue. Well, before that record, Sue was getting ready to come out. I had Chicken Head, big record. I went to Willie. I said, Willie, come on in, Bobby Rush. He was so fond of me, and we did some things together. He said, I'm on what you think about let's me you do a labor deal just like you're doing with Al Green. He called me back in the back room. He said, let me tell you something. Biggest lesson I ever had in my life. He said, you don't need me. He said, I can bring you in, take your money. But you don't need me, because everything that I was going to do, you done already did it. You got the record cut. You got a number one record. I don't need it. Take your money. Then that's what you call a friend, because he could have lured me in because I have respect for him to come in and take half of my money, all of my money, but he wouldn't do that. Willie Mitchell did me like that. I had one other guy, a white guy, Buddy Guy manager, named Scott. Scott Cameron told me one time, he said, Bobby Rush, I went up to talk to Buddy Guy about me and him doing something. It's been 25 years ago. I said, Buddy Guy, you and I can do something just like Bobby Bland and b.b.king. Let's get the two names together, Buddy Guy, Bobby Ray. He said, man, that seems like a winner, man, because you got the black folks and I got the white folks. We merged together. We can work some white and black. You can work some white club. I said, that's a good deal. He said, well, call Cameron tomorrow. That was his manager. So I got Cameron on. I called him the next day. And he wasn't there, but he called me back shortly. He said, Bobby Rush, I'm so glad you called me, but he said, man, I just can't let you do Buddy like that. I said, what you mean do Buddy like that? He said, Buddy, I respect you so highly. He said, Buddy's my meal ticket. He said, if I go out on the road with Buddy Guy and Bobby Rush, he said, you got all them girls on the stage, you got all this flashing. He said, you go out as Buddy Guy and Bobby Rush. In 2 months' time, it's going to be Bobby Rush and Buddy Guy. And he right. You follow me? Because he managed Buddy Guy. He said, I can't let you tear my meal ticket down. I understood him. I respected that so highly. Because it'll go out on a tour like Buddy Guy and Bobby Rush. But in a month, that thing will be turning around Bobby Rush and Buddy Guy. It wouldn't be good. It did that with Chuck Berry and I. Chuck Berry and I went to, and I respect him so highly. You know, Chuck Berry was a much bigger artist. We went to Germany about 10 years ago. Chuck Berry and Bobby Rush. The third 80, it was Bobby Rush and Chuck Berry. The main turned it around. He turned the billboard around.
Oh, Chuck Berry, wow, that's amazing.
He turned the billboard around, and I understand that he has some problem with that, and so I think Chuck Berry quit the tour.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the only business. You know, if he headlined Chuck Berry, it should have been headlined. But I didn't have anything to do with it. The promoter turned it around. That's because, you know, my show is so kind of, you know, if you saw my show, I guess you saw. If you saw my show, you know what kind of show I have.
Yes, sir.
If you Jane Brown, if you saw Jane Brown, Tina Turner, myself, then Prince, then you see that's my competition.
Oh wow. You're a great entertainer. You're confident. You're an entertainer's entertainer.
Well, I just work hard, man, and thank God for the power, and thank God for you, man. Let me say to you before you get too far.
Mm-hmm.
Let me encourage you to write your best shot. To write about things that people want to hear about. What they want to hear about may not be necessarily the thing you want to write about, but I'm trying to talk a lot to you, so you won't have to ask me too many questions because I know what people want to hear. They want to hear about me, and they want to hear it from me and what's in my heart about what I do. And I think that's what they want to write about. Now, not in my heart how I feel about certain things. We're not getting into that. I told you enough about how I feel as a black man, as a musician, as a singer.
Yes, sir.
And I think people know that I'm so independent, so I got to look out for my independence, and look out for me as a blues man. But I got to also look out for my people as a black man. It's not a black and white issue, but it does exist.
Yes, sir.
You know, nobody want to talk about because I face the fact. Because if I open up a candy store tomorrow, I certainly wouldn't open it up in an old folk home. I'd probably open up near to a schoolhouse where the kids eat candy and got teeth to chew it.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? Saying? That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. You follow me? I don't want to get into the thing about a black and white issue, but I do want people to know that I'm a black man. I'm a blues singer. I'm proud of both of them equally.
Yes, sir.
I'm proud of both of them equally. I sleep the blues, lay the blues. That don't mean the blues is the only thing I know, because I'm a businessman, and I know if I sing the blues and do the blues and mortify the things I do, I know I can keep up with the now time in the blues. Because the rappers with Snoop Dogg, they ain't nothing but the blues and their way of doing it. It's like writing a book. You can only write about what you know about.
Mm-hmm. That's very true. Mr. Roy, I want to ask you this. Also, you had a great story. I know I saw the movie. A lot of us seen the movie Cadillac Records. And, you can't believe everything Hollywood put out there. But you actually, as far as my knowledge, is you was the only artist to ever walk away from Chess Records with your masters. Is that correct?
Well, the best of my knowledge, too. That nobody's never done it. They walk away with the master. But I think it was a combination of smart on my part, but dumb on my part.
Okay.
Dumb on my part, I didn't know what they were asking me. When they were asking me something about the merging, when he asked me, that was a literature on his desk and saying the union is merging. At that time, that was a union represent musicians, 208 and 10. Mm-hmm. There were two different unions. One was a white union, one was a black union that represent the black musician. And the 208 represents the black musician, and 10 represents the white musician. So they were merging. So someone said, well, why don't we represent all these entertainers and musicians equally? Well, they decided to do that among themselves. They had a meeting without us involved. When I say us, I'm talking about as black folks.
Right.
Well, whenever the meeting comes down, they decide to do it. So this paper was on his desk. And I said, oh, thank God, they're merging. So Leonard asked Theo, so where did he get that information? He said, off your desk. He said he took it. He said, off my desk? Only way he can get off my desk, he got to be reading it. So he threw it back at me and said, boy, what did that say? I said, the union is merging. So he turned quietly then to his brother and said, we can't hide that. Use the N-word because he can read.
Oh,
So then I got my master's and walked out the door. That was the first reason. But the main reason, I was working down on Bourbon Street. At that time, Bourbon Street was a place that wasn't no blacks working on Bourbon Street. I worked in a place on Bourbon Street, on Rush Street, called the Bourbon. I'm sorry, it was on Rush Street, but the club was called the Bourbon Street. It was on Rush Street, but it's called the Bourbon Street. That was a gentleman who managed the place, was a Chinese guy. And I went down to get high that night, and I took 4 white guys down and me one black guy. And I gave my audition. He said, oh, yeah, we're going to integrate this place. Well, I was too embarrassed. I had never heard the integrate before. I didn't know what integrate means, so I was ran to get out of there so I could find out what the integrate was. So when I come back this on a Tuesday, he said, you start tomorrow night, which was Wednesday night. You go up at 9 o'clock to have one band play 1 hour, another band play 1 hour. They had 4 go-go girls. One dance 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. They circle around the clock like that. So I got there the next night at 8:30, and we sat in the car until about 10 minutes to 9. Now I got 4 musicians with me, and they black. I don't have these white guys with me. So when I walked out, I knew I was probably going to get fired, but I allowed him just enough time to fire me. I walked at 5 minutes to 9, getting ready to go on stage. He said, oh, man, I thought you were going to be late. So where's the band? I said, right here. He said, oh, God, you're going to get me killed. And he saw these black guys. Because on the door it said, no color allowed. That was on this door, you know. We was on the black folks there. So they said, well, we got to get your dress room fixed up. Come on back in the back. We'll put us in a closet. So they had one of these doors, and we got a chain, and they put, because we was a black band, they put the white band on one side with no door. They took the side with a door on, and they put us on that side and locked us in the room. And when we wanted to go to the bathroom, we had to knock 3 times. When we want a sound, we knock 4 times. When we want to do number 2, we knock 5 times. You know, that's the way we had to go to the bathroom one at a time, because we couldn't go to the audience. We couldn't go in the club. It was in the back of the club. Well, anyway, the girl said, Bobby Rush, I heard what they're going to say they're going to do to you tonight. They said, we're going to integrate this place. Well, I didn't know what they've been talking about. I've probably been talking what they've been talking among the white girls. So this girl, about 25 years old, she said, we're going to integrate this place tonight. I'm going to get sick. Well, I'm a square country boy. I didn't know what she was talking about, brother. When she going to get sick. I said, how you feel now? She said, fool, I feel good. I'm going to get sick. So I got 15 minutes. I'm going to get sick. About 8 minutes, you finish my show out. Well, hell, I didn't know how this shit going to turn out. Man, I said, okay, if I had my hair slicked back like Chuck Berry with my guitar around my neck, you know what I'm talking about? So when she winked at I, she walked off the stage like she was having a monthly cramp. You follow me? She stepped on stage, and I stepped on the stage. Nobody never saw a black man in a white club, because we were down in this pit. We was down in this pit working. They couldn't see us, and the girl was on the stage. Well, I jumped on the stage with my guitar and did the Chuck Berry part of the story. We did the dump walk, and people just fell out and laughed. That was a man sitting in the corner, kind of in the corner of the building, and he just chuckled and laughed. Big fat guy. So about 2 o'clock that night, I said, Bobby Rush, come to the office. They called me to the office. They come back and got me to the office. I just know I'm going to get my little money because I know I'm fired. So when I walked back to the door, there was a man with a machine gun standing in the door. There was a man standing with a big pistol in his arm. He was standing there, walked in the door. The guy said, come on in. I come on in. He said, hey, kid, you afraid of me? I said, no, sir. He said, oh, you're a good kid. Oh, you're a good kid. You got nerve, kid. You got nerve, kid. Shit, you got nerve. Hey, son, you can go. Tell me his bodyguard. You can go. You go. This kid is okay. He's okay, kid. I don't know what all this bodyguard thing about. But anyway, we make a long show and start. So this guy gave me his card. He called Conch. Conch, this is the guy wake up for me. He wake up for me. From now on, you have nothing to do with this man. These are my man. He got nerve. Hey, boy. He said, hey, boy, we're going to make a lot of money, boy. Okay? I said, depending on what you got to do. He said, hey, boy, don't you ever tell me what to do. You do what I say do, damn it. That's what he said to me. I don't know who this big guy is. Anyway, the next song, he put a card in my pocket. And when I went back home, my wife washed the clothes that I had. Well, and he told me if I ever need anything, call him. A couple of days later, I did need something from him about buying a house. She said, well, what about the man to give you the number and told you to call me if you need anything? I said, yeah, it's in my coat pocket. She said, I washed that shirt yesterday. We go back through the wash and try to find this card that he gave. We did find the card. It was all wrinkled up. We dried it and saw the thing on it. But anyway, long story short, one of Capone's. I didn't know nothing about no Capone. I went to lawyer Tate, but my lawyer told me, listen, man, I'm trying to buy this house. I need a closing call. The guy said he can help me And I threw the card on the table. This one of Capone. He said, man, you get out of this office, man. You messing with the wrong man. Don't bring me that shit up in here. He threw me out of his office. My lawyer, don't want to talk to me. You follow me? He said, man, you tied up with the wrong folks. I don't know. But anyway, that's how I got my message out, because they found out. I didn't know the people, man. I just bullshit. I didn't know them. He thought because I worked when they took a liking of me that I had some tie-in. I didn't have no tie-in to him. I didn't know who he was. I had never heard of Al Capone. I had never got the Capone. He wasn't Al Capone. Some of one of the Capones. I found out 30 years later that that was part of the Capone shebang, you know. And the club had something to do with it, because when you look back on it with the bodyguards and the dude, man with a machine gun, at that time, a machine gun. And you know, I didn't think about it. I didn't know about that. You know, walking in the club in the back and man got a machine gun and man sends the door. You know, I couldn't put it together because I'm a country boy. I didn't know about that kind of life. But anyway, that's how. And they found out I was working for this club. They knew something that I didn't know. They knew if I worked for them club, I guess they better not touch me. Better do like the lawyer, throw hands up on me. You know.
You ever hear back from the Capone guy, or it was like all that?
No, I found out that the girl that his girlfriend is my second cousin. She knew it, but she couldn't tell it. But he knew who I was. See. You know, something when I went to get the audition, he knew who I was. Because I got the scoop from this girl to come down. She didn't ever tell me. She was about 20, 25 years old. She didn't ever tell me he probably was a married man, but she was his girlfriend, nice-looking black lady. And she was a cousin of mine. But I didn't know she was a cousin of mine until 20 years later.
Wow. That's amazing.
And we talked after she was about, she was 50 years old, 40 years old this time. Maybe she was 40, 45 years old. When we talking, I found out. And she said, she told me the dope about her boyfriend, that she had a lot to do with me getting high the whole day. I didn't know. I guess she couldn't talk about her situation with him as a girlfriend, because he had a black girlfriend, and that was my cousin. And I did not know that. And I thought I was just walking in and getting high out the blue. But political stuff going on all the time, I didn't know about it.
Come here, but it's always who you know, right? It's not necessarily anything.
Well, but she would put some good words in for me, but she couldn't tell me nothing about the boyfriend and girlfriend, not with the Capone. You follow me?
I mean, with the Capone family, they had helped out a lot of black musicians like Nat King Cole and Walter Barnes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And Louis Armstrong and Duke Ellington. I mean, they helped out a lot of black musicians, like the patron saints of black music in Chicago and stuff like that.
I tell you what, Sam Walton. I didn't know Sam. I was going to, my university broke out on me in 1969 or 70. I was in 1969, I think it was. I was going to Little Rock, Arkansas. So in West Helena or somewhere like that, my university broke out on my band. Tyrone Davis, we always traveled together. He was in the head of me, and we all was together going to Little Rock, Arkansas. And my university broke out, and this limousine pulled up. Said, "You need some help, son?" I said, "Yes, sir." It's raining. I need to get to Little Rock, which he said about 75 miles. He said, "Get in." So I was afraid to get in the car because these two guys want me to sit in the middle of it. My thought was there's some funny thing going down.
Right.
You know, they look like faggots. You know what I'm talking about to me? You know what I'm talking about? I said, I can't get in here with these guys. I'm straight, and these guys could be whatever.
Right.
So but I didn't have no choice. I said, well, I'm going to take a chance. I get in the car. Didn't have about $30, $40 in my pocket. Hope this part don't cost me a whole lot of money. And he had a phone in the car. Now, you got to understand, them times, back in the 60s, I had never saw a phone in nobody's car. It was something new to me. Phone, listen. So he made some calls. What kind of car is it? I told him what kind of car is it. And the guy told him, when I got there, he said, yeah, they got the part. When I walked in to pay the part, I said, I hope this part ain't over $10, $15, this university joint. When I got to pick the university joint, the guy said, it's took care of. I said, took care of? Who took care of? He said, no, just somebody called and it's all took care of. I got back in the car with these three white guys, one driving, two in the back. They just talking, gave me his card and told me, tell me about the blues. They like record. They like the blues and the whole bit. Took me back 75 miles to the car. When I got back to the car, where my van was, I saw it jacked up. I said, oh, man, I guess somebody trying to steal my van.
Mm-hmm.
You know, got it jacked up. The tow truck got it jacked up in the air. He said, no, I got a guy. I called the guy and told him to take it off. I said, take it off. When I got there, these guys done took it off. Now they done told me they put it on. I said, what are you, man? He said, oh, nothing. I had my car. I didn't know who it was. Now, I goes on, a couple, 3 weeks later, I goes to California telling my brother what happened. And I looked on his car. It was Sam Walton himself.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
It was him.
Man.
I'm talking about he was in the car. He was dead and gone before I know he was him. I'm talking about himself.
Wow.
Didn't charge me a dime.
You say you had a charmed life, man. I mean, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I didn't have the money. But he did all this for me and just told me go ahead, and put the card in my pocket. And I was telling my brother who it was to try to get the card. This couple months later, I'm out in California telling my brother how two white guys helped me. You know, I said, who was it? I said some Sam Walton, or something like that. He's got some stores around. He said, oh, they got one out here. We started looking at it, he got stores all across the world, man. They didn't have about 8 or 10 stores in, you know what I'm saying? I think he came out with his first store, you know, you follow me?
Yes, sir. I mean, it's the largest retail store in the world now.
Well, he could do that when he went to get the part. It was his store.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Then he got somebody from the lab to come put it on for me. Didn't charge me nothing.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's the story, you know.
That's an amazing story. You ever write this down in the book yet, huh? You ever written any of this stuff down?
Hold on a minute. I'm writing a book now. I'm beginning to put stuff together now. I've been putting it together for about 2 years.
Yes, sir.
I got some awful stuff I'm putting together, man.
I'm there, man. It's like the tip of the iceberg what you're giving me. That's amazing stuff. I
was looking last night on in 1953, 54, when John Lee Hooker came to BJ Records.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was already with BJ Records. Calvin Carter and Vivian Carter, his sister and brother. That's BJ Records. But it wasn't BJ Records then, it was CJ Records, Calvin and Vivian. That's how the record kind of started.
Mm-hmm.
Then when she got married to Jimmy out of Gary, Indiana, they named it BJ Records, which is Vivian and Jimmy. Mm-hmm. All three of them dead and gone now. But Calvin Carter, her brother, was a friend of mine for many, many years. You know, I got tagged with him because he was close to me, and Jimmy Reed was close to me too. Jimmy Reed, that's how I made my money with Jimmy Reed. Because Jimmy Reed was an alcoholic, and they would give Jimmy Reed sometimes $1.50 to go buy whiskey. But you got to understand, in 1951, 52, that was a lot of money I could make with Jimmy because they would send me to the store about 4 or 5 times a day with $1.50, and I would get the gin or whatever he wanted to drink, and I had me my own bottle. I would put just about just a swallow two in there after the first drink. Then the rest of the drink would be I could take one bottle and make 5 bottles out of it. You follow what I'm saying? So they give me $1.50, and I would go. I would last them all day long. I just go get because I would put water, put over half of the water, and the rest of it with gin or whatever he wanted to drink, whatever he tell me to bring him back. And that's what I would do. I was making $5 or $6 a day. You got to understand, 1951, $5 or $6 a day was more than water was making. You follow what I'm saying? I would do it every day. I was a runner. And they thought I was just flunky who wants to run. They would laugh at me. But they didn't know that I had my bottle, and I was the man who would get the whiskey. And they wouldn't have but a half a bottle of whiskey. Every time I go get to the store and get one. So I'm making like 75 or 80 cents every hour on hour. You follow what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
That was my runner, you know. So those kind of things, man, that I kind of laid into. I did a lot of things, man. Just, things haven't been as good as I wanted to be, but I think it's been as good as it could be. Being from where I'm from and knowing what I know and being a black man. The world don't owe me anything. Anything I don't have is my knowledge of not having the knowledge how to get it. And the world don't owe me anything. And you know, whatever someone had taken from me, it's because I didn't have enough knowledge to hold it for myself. I didn't say that people shouldn't be fat and free, but then who be fat and free? And people will use you, and people ought to be used, and that's what it's about. I didn't say misuse, because if I'm a married man, if a woman can't be used, what good is she to the person who using them?
That's like a great song.
I didn't say misuse. You follow me?
Yes,
if you can't use me for something, I can't use you for something, then nothing to do. I heard a guy say, "Man, I got about 1,000 songs wrote, and I ain't gonna let nobody take them. I've been writing for years." I said, "Where are they?" In my briefcase. Well, my motto is that if you afraid someone gonna steal it, then that's a problem within itself. Because anything ain't worth stealing ain't worth having.
That's so true. That's so true. That's so. I mean, you think about Thanksgiving right now. It's like where we at right now is a country, quote unquote. All this stuff was taken from somebody.
That's right. That's right.
It was worth having.
I told Little Richard one time, we thought, man, they took everything from me. Yeah. One thing they can't take from him. The truth is, you follow me? They can't take the truth. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
You know, you can't take the truth. We have to write about what we write about in the trueness, and you have to tell it like it is, because if we don't tell it like it is, then the people who come along to read about it won't know about it. And they can't read about something if we don't write about it. And most of the time, when people like yourself don't get a chance to express about me or people like me that you want to do, because you can't get in the right position or right paper to read about it, because they won't let you write for the certain paper you ain't going to get a chance to write for. You follow me?
Yes, sir. But I got to follow your example of being independent, though. I mean, we got to start doing what it takes.
I thought you be independent, but still, independent got in trouble. Now, if you sell out, you get a little more break. You follow what I'm saying? If you sell out, you get a little more break. When I sell a little more break, they'll let you in the door. Because I don't want to call them now, I don't think the biggest newspaper in Memphis really wants you to write for them. Because you probably write, because you'll write about things that ain't cool with them.
Yeah.
And what make it not be cool? It pull the cover off of what they're doing and who they're doing it for and why they're doing it.
Yes, sir.
You know, if they said blues singer, old black blues singer is the best thing ever happened to music, they give us too much credit. They give us a reason to make money and a chance to make money, and that ain't what people want. They want to keep it where Johnny Lane is the #1 blues man, because that's a white hope.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with Johnny Lane. I'm not talking about Johnny Lane. I'm just talking about how people write about it.
I mean, like, even with you got b.b.king, but yeah, Luther Allison. How many people know about Luther Allison? You know, people like that.
I'm the first way he went on the stage, but now I can say this now. His family knows this. I'm in love with his son. Just loved me like I'm his daddy. And in fact, his son, I'm the one gave him away after Luther passed to his wife. Once I gave him away to his wife when he got married.
Oh wow!
But out of all the interviews, out of the first one he wanted the bandstand with, out of all the interviews he did, I don't think he ever mentioned my name.
Oh wow! Did it hurt? Did that type of stuff hurt when you know you help a person out and they don't even?
Well, I didn't do it to help him out. That's all we know. He was my guitar player for many years. He was my guitar player. I don't think M.O.J. ever said that either, and he played with me also. Freddie King did when he was in. I don't think he never told it on the news that he played with me. You follow me?
But you the person know how to put everything together. Sometimes the person that can put everything, like for example, I had interviewed Little Willie John's sons. Excuse me. I know you were aware of Little Willie John because you did some work up in Detroit and North End and stuff like that.
Hey, please.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of people ain't familiar with him now. But he was a guy that Barry Gordy wanted to sing his songs before he had a Motown. He was a guy that, helped James Brown out when he was nervous at the Apollo. But here's a guy who was such a phenomenal talent, he's not remembered today. Like he should be.
He's not remembered today because people who remember him don't have a voice and power, a position to put it, or talk about it. See, if you hadn't met me on the stage, you met me, I could have been dead and gone before you talked about me. You would never get to meet me.
That's so true.
But you see, what I know, ain't but 3 people in the world know what I know with this.
Yes, sir.
Well, 4 people know what I know, but ain't nobody to share. That was Chuck Berry and myself, Bobby Blair and b.b.king. Then Buddy Guy come later. Buddy Guy didn't come to me. Let me show you a little history.
Okay.
1951, I came, but Muddy Waters and Lil Walter, John Lee Hooker and them all was there, and Lightning Slim were always there. Then in 1953-54, Pygmy, Markham, and Mom Mabley came. In 1955, Swanee Slim and Pound Top and them came. And then in 1957, Etta James came. And the same year, Buddy Guy came. Then a year later, Coco Taylor came. And then I went to BJ and left Chess. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
When they did Chess, did the stolen Chess, my name wasn't mentioned. But I'm the only man that know the real deal. You hear what I'm saying? I'm the only man that know the real deal. What happened with Willie Dixon and Chess Records.
Yes, sir. My
wife and myself know the real deal. We was in the studio with him when we was 17, 18 years old. You follow me? I'm the man that know when Holler Wolf came to cut his first record. I was in the studio with him when he cut his first record at Chess. And he said these words, and he said these words when they wanted him to howl. They had cut this record, they wanted him to howl, and Holler Wolf wouldn't howl because he was mad about some contract wasn't right with him. He said, I'm not no howl for these white folks. Every time they would come to the room, he'll say he gonna howl, and he would not howl. And when they would leave out of the room, he would tell us as black men, he said, I'm not howling, I'm not over my mouth, I'm not hollering for damn white folks. That's what he said. And he did not do it. So they gave him what he wanted. They wanted him to howl. He was sing, but he wouldn't howl. Because he was known from howling.
Yes, sir.
You know? But I'm not about the only man. Chuck Berry know what I know. But he may not speak it. Little Richard knows some things, but he may not speak it. Look, B.B.King knows some things. He can't speak it. Bobby Bland was on the other end down in Texas with
Don Roby.
With Don Roby and John Green. John Green was kind of him and Evelyn. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Evelyn.
John Green. Yeah. But John Green was my personal friend, and he would pretty much run that thing for Roby. Him and Evelyn. See, and Bobby Bland, I've been friends for 55 years. See, I can talk that. I know about when Bobby Bland was driving for Junior Parker. He was a chauffeur for Junior Parker. When I met him. Then he went to the circuit and come back and started singing. Yeah. But I'm just saying but I don't want to talk about that because of who wrote a song. But I can say this to you. How could you write so many songs for artists couldn't read or write? Something wrong with that picture.
That's true. I mean, that's like when you talk about Junior Parker and Bobby Blue Blade and b.b.king. I'm a big fan of Johnny Ace too. I had a chance to talk to his brother who passed away this summer, but he's another one that fell through the cracks. That everybody rode his coattails off, and they made a career out of him. Little Richard and Bobby Blue Blade, all of them ran his. But you don't remember Johnny Ace no more. People don't remember him no more.
Well, you see, the
folks that do remember, like you said, they have the power to get it out there.
Yeah. Well, all right, man, I hope you got something out of this, and you call me back and we talk some more about some other things. Okay?
I'm difficult to call you back. It's an honor. You know how much of an honor it is for me to talk to somebody like you.
Well, I talked to you, man, because your mother eager for you to have this, and she said something to me. That's a mama for you. You know. Yes,
sir. She was a great promoter. Yeah.
well, she's about I just leave it like that. This for your mama.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. I'll tell her that.
Okay.
You take care of it. Be good to yourself.
Okay, then. All right, now.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. Hello, Mr. Rush.
I'm here.
Yes, I just want to pick out a little bit. I know you left us a lot of information. I just want to touch on a little bit. Like I know that you said that your Rose presentation somebody asked you a question about Sunbeam Mitchell and your relationship with him. Could you retell that story you told us at the presentation about him hiring you to do a gig at his club?
Yeah, I can tell you a whole lot of stories. I don't know which one you want me to start at.
Yes, sir.
Let me Sunbeam come to be a very good friend after the fact. Let me show you after the fact. Oh boy. Let's see what can I start at to make this be a starting point. First of all, when I went to Sunbeam, not the first time. The first time I went to him on a level that I could make some money. I think myself and B.b.king, A.L.L, I believe Howlin' Wolf was on this show the first time. Now, Little Milton. And I was like opening act to the show. No, I think Big Ella was on there, then me, then Little Milton and B.b.king, and I don't know who was the headline at the time. But anyway, what I do remember, that the show didn't come off as well that he thought it should come off financially. So when he got done, I think he had a small amount of money. He said to me, sitting there, Little Milton was there, he said, well, I only have, I believe he had $600 or $700 left here. And he said, you guys can take this and do what you want to do with it. If you don't want that, you can stick it up your ass. You know, that's what he said to him. And he said, as far as I'm concerned, Bobby Rush, do what you want to do with the money, because that's it is, because the show wasn't worth nothing to me, no way. In other words, he was saying, take the money and spend it, what, $600, $700 among my band, his band, and a whole lot of people. But anyway, it wasn't $2 a piece left. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what you do. So when it got down to me, I think he had $250, something like that, left for me and my band. He said, y'all can take the show, go and do the show, whatever y'all want to do. So I said, O.V. Wright, what I believe it was, too. It was a big show, but there wasn't that many people there, compared not to pay everybody off. I was a little totem pole on in the show. So I went up and did my show. And he didn't think I was going to do my show, apparently, because he wasn't paying me, which I think he wanted me to get mad and walk out the door so he wouldn't have to pay me. And he said, and when I come down the stage, he said, that Bobby Rich did a show anyway. He said, well, do whatever you want to do, whatever. And we left it like that. But he owed me, I think it was $1,200 or $1,500 for the 2 shows I go do, which is $7 a night for the show. And some other things I was doing for him as an MC in the whole shebang. But anyway, he never paid me the money, but I did do my show. The people liked my show. About 6 or 8 months later, I had this big record called Chicken Head. So Chicken Head got so big, I went to Detroit to do a show at the Ford Auditorium. Myself, Solomon Burke, I believe, I don't know who else was on that show. Jackie Wilson, I believe it was. And during this time, my record was getting big, and he came to the show. So Solomon Burke said, a gentleman wants to see you. He's a promoter out of Memphis, wants to see you. So I couldn't think of nobody wanted to see me out of Memphis because I had this competition with Sunbeam. I knew it couldn't be Sunbeam. So when I came out to do my show, I saw this guy sitting on the front row. I could see him a little bit, but I couldn't remember who he was. So that looked like Sunbeam, but it can't be Sunbeam. He's not looking for me. I know not to do no business with me because he and I had this thing in Memphis and kind of fell out. But anyway, Solomon Burke was on the show selling cloth. You know, he was a preacher. And he was getting $5, $4 for his cloth, whatever, prayer cloth. So I joked with Solomon. Solomon, give me a few of them prayer cloths. Let me go out and sell them so I can make me some money. He said, no, you got to pray for these cloths. I said, well, I do whatever it takes this money. We laughed and joked. By that time, Sunbeam walked to the door, and Solomon Burke said, this the man wants to see you, Bobby Ray. He said, my name is Sunbeam. I said, I remember you, Sunbeam. He said, man, I apologize, but how I carried myself with you back in Memphis last year, whatever it was, 6 months ago, a year ago. He said, but I need you to come work for me. He said, do I owe you the money? I said, what you think, Sunbeam? He knew he owed me some money. I don't know what it was he owed me. He said, well, I need you to do a show. I'm running a weekend blues extravaganza. I want you to work for me. How much we charge me? I said, I'll work all 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for you, for $1,500. He said, you will? I said, yeah, but the point is, you got to pay me up front. So Sunbeam fell for the yoke-a-doke. I didn't think he was going to fall for it, but he fell for what I was saying and paid me up front because now he getting me for $500 a night, band and all, done the MC and the opening show and the whole bit. And my record's almost #1 record. And he figured he had him eluded, but I hadn't planned to work for Sunbeam, and I was just really bullshitting him about I was going to work for him. So he gave me the money, and the next week he called me and said, Bobby Rich, when we going to do the contract? I said, what contract? He said, we made a deal in Detroit last week. I said, you didn't see me in Detroit. I wasn't in Detroit. I almost convinced him that he didn't see me in Detroit because I was solid about it. But although I was lying and kidding with him. And I said, well, I hadn't planned to work. So he called me back the next day, called me back the following day. I answered the phone. I said, yes, sir. You Bobby Rich? I said, yes, sir. He said, when you going to do the contract? I said, what contract? He said, well, I said, that contract. I said, you owe me some money. He said, yeah, I know. So we're going to work this out. I said, thanks a lot, and hung up. And hung up the phone. Now, Sunbeam is this bad guy, supposed to be this bad guy. You follow me? And Sunbeam saw into me that I was a blues singer, but I was one of these street guys. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
And I was ready to do whatever Sunbeam wanted. Meet me down. I was like a cowboy. Want to meet me down and draw for it. You follow me?
Yes,
whatever it went down, I was down for it. I wasn't afraid of Sunbeam, and Sunbeam insisted that I wasn't afraid of him. And we got to be friends because of that, because he insisted I would, whatever Sunbeam wanted to do, if it's doggone, whatever he wanted to do for that money, because he owed me the money, and I was starting for him with that. So we got on the one with it. I went to work for Sunbeam. He paid me the money. He apologized. From that time on, I got to be his best friend in the business. And he always wrapped his arm around me and did what he could for me. But he didn't do that with everybody. Sunbeam was a hoodlum, and Sunbeam was a man who will work you, wouldn't pay you unless he wanted to. Whatever went down, if he didn't make the money, he didn't pay you. But it was a little different after that with Sunbeam with me. He didn't need the benefit of the doubt. That wasn't for everybody. So we got to be good friends. But before that time, Sunbeam treated me like he treated most people. Treated me like he treated some people, maybe. But that's the thing with Sunbeam. And there's so many things that Sunbeam did was good, but so many things he did was bad. But the good thing of all of this, some good thing, the relationship came to be a #1 relationship because of that situation. So all that's good. So that's a good thing.
So would you consider him? I know his wife. They said his wife was a madam. They ran property.
Yeah, but at that time I was just in the street doing what I wanted to do, doing what I was. So what she was doing was in the line of what I wanted. So when I look back on it now, that wouldn't be the kind of relationship I wanted with no one, because I don't carry myself in that position now. But at that time, I would do anything in the streets, anything. It was cool with me because what she was doing was in the line of what I wanted. If I wanted to, come on, I was in that kind of life, and it was okay with me. I didn't even think about it twice. Whatever she was doing was fine with me, as long as she wasn't doing it to me or for me, against me. Yes, I know some things she was doing, but I need to get inside of that because Sunbeam and I got to be pretty good friends, and I wasn't that friendly with his wife or girlfriend or whatever she was before they got married. But I don't think she was doing it as much as she was controlling it. You follow me? I think she was in control of it. I don't think she might have been at one time when she was a young woman doing what they was doing, but I think she was in control for the money side of it. And Sunbeam was in the side of it, controlling her for what he could get out of it through her. And Sunbeam was a black Al Capone now.
Yeah, but actually, was he like a gangster or something like that?
Yeah. He was, but But you know, he would do that, and he would say he had shot many people, had did this and that. But Sunbeam saw in me, and this honest truth, I'm so happy today that Sunbeam didn't cross me, because at that time he had crossed me. My frame of mind, I wasn't afraid of Sunbeam, so I might would have did anything, you know, at 20, 21 years old, because I was living in Chicago, man. I was on the fast lane and around with the gangs and the whole bit. You know, I wasn't obligated, but I was around with them, and they knew me and I knew them. So it wouldn't take much for me to call one of my boys and say, "Let's go to Memphis, Tennessee." So, but I'm so glad it didn't come to that.
Right.
It didn't come to that, and we come to be good friends, and it didn't come to that. So I'm so happy with that, because it could have. I look back at it and what it could have come. Because I remember back in 1955 and 56, some gangs came to the school in Chicago and kind of demand my son to join the gang. Well, as young parents, I'm 24, 25 years old with a boy going to school. And, of course, I had the kid when I was 18 years old. And he just a little old boy with the gang got in at the school. So I went to the schoolhouse with my shotgun under my overcoat. Well, see, but what happened, the guys that was in the gang knew me. So they kind of squished it when they knew me, because my kid was going to school on the Ellis. They didn't know about no Ellis. My real name is Emmett Ellis. When they saw me, they said, "Bobby Ruff, what you doing out here?" I said, "My kid going to school here. I got some problems." "Oh, that's your kid?" We didn't know that name. They didn't know. You follow me?
Okay, wow.
And they and they saw me, and they kind of went away with it, because I'm kind of one of the guys. You follow me? So they didn't cross me. They didn't cross me. But I went to the school just thank God that they knew me from Bobby Rush, and it wasn't no problem, because I went to solve the problem, or get into more damage, or make more problems than it was. Because I went there, I didn't go there with good intention for them. I went with good intention to protect my son and let them know that they can't do this to my son, and that could have caused a big problem.
What do you think about the bullying, the bully problem, like people getting involved in bullying other people at school?
That's kind of what that. I was there because they were trying to bully my son. I went to stop the bully on my son, and that could have been death to me or someone else, which is not right for nobody to do that. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
But as a young man, I didn't think it out. I went and put my shotgun under my belt and went to the school to try to blow it out. You know. But when
we're glad you did, and we're glad that you wasn't able to do that. That was like a lost.
I'm so glad because I'm so glad I was able to. When I met some people that I knew. They said, "What? You follow me?"
Yes, sir.
And so no harm was done to that other than my thoughts in my mind before I got there. So that was all erased. My son went free, and everything was cool after that. You know.
Well, let me ask you this in terms of music and Sunbeam Mitchell. How important was he to the development of y'all music, of the R&B, of soul and blues? I mean, like we know about Sam Phillips and Sun Records, but how important was Sunbeam Mitchell to the development? He
was our black hero. He who we was trying to get up on the ladder, trying to go places. When we was talking about the Chitlin Circuit, you have the low end of the Chitlin Circuit and the top end of the Chitlin Circuit. Sunbeam was in the Chitlin Circuit, but he was the top end of it. So if you in the Chitlin Circuit, you want to escalate to the top end of the Chitlin Circuit, because we didn't know anything about the rim of that. You know, as black men and entertainers, we didn't know anything about going wherever the president was headed to. We didn't know about that. All we know, get the best. All we know is play the best joint in the Chitlin Circuit. That was the class joint. That was the one had the most people, one had the most, will pay the most, one had the most clout, influential kind of a club. And Sunbeam was the kind of person who had the club. He gonna have something going every week. So you didn't want to get mad at Sunbeam. And if you were with Sunbeam, then you was at the top of the Chitlin Circuit. And that's what you wanted. That's what you want. That was my reason for going there in the first place. Not that you couldn't get a gig, because everybody had a little fucking joint paying about the same thing. Sunbeam wasn't paying no more money than everybody, but he just more gig and more influenced people were playing at his club. You want to be involved with that kind of atmosphere that makes you look like you're a superstar, even if you was not. You know, it's like like if you're in political role, you love to go to have a talk with the mayor of town, but you feel more better when you're invited by the president.
Right.
United States. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Both of you are politically inclined, but being the president of a town hall mayor, a town hall, it's different being the president of the mayor situation in Washington D.C. That don't mean you're making more money, but it gives the impression that you some big whatever. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
If you run around with Bobby Rush, that's a different running around with Obama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you run around President Obama, that seems like you somebody. You know, if you run around with me, that seems like you're lesser than somebody.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I'm talking about from the public standpoint. Because
right.
You know, right now, if you invite me to I said, Bobby Rush, I have a party. Who you party? You party with Roy Jones and T-Bone Sealer, blah, blah, blah. Would you come by our party? No, I'm kind of busy. Well, you know b.b.king going to be there. Oh, yeah? Then maybe I ain't so busy.
Mm-hmm.
You follow what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
So you always want to be around with people who have the clout and make you look good and make you follow me?
Yes, sir.
People are always taking pictures of me in clubs, want to put me on their website, on their Facebook and the whole bit. And look like they hanging out with Bobby Rush. And they just taking a picture with me. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
But they want to impress their neighbors or their friends that they're hanging out with me. And they use that for their bio to get in places they could not get without having me in their presence, you know?
Yes, sir. That's true.
You know, and that's the way it goes, you know? And it's like when you're doing interviews, you want to do interview on everyone, but doing an interview on Sam Jones, who work at the steel mill, ain't like doing an interview on Bobby Rush or b.b.king or Sammy Davis Jr.
Mm-hmm.
We all are human, but you don't have the clout where people want to read about what we do and what we say. And it don't mean anything about what we right or wrong. It's just that our opinion of it means something to them.
Yes, sir. Now, who has been your most surprising fan? Like, you know, you're talking about famous people. Have you ever encountered anybody that said, I'm one of your biggest fans, and you were surprised that this person was one of your biggest fans?
Oh, yeah, man. I tell you what surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Bland. Bland. He just loved me, and I love him.
Mm-hmm.
I was on a show about 20, 25, or 30 years ago, and I was doing this show. And I looked back on my stage. He got in a chair and was sitting on my stage watching me.
Mm.
Now that knocked me down. That surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Another gentleman that I didn't take advantage of his relationship, I took it for granted, was Muddy Water. He called me Blood. He just loved me. A.L.L. King was another person who just loved me. Ray Charles just loved the things I did. They thought I was this brilliant guy, man. And I didn't realize that until they was dead and gone, how much they loved me, how much they thought of me. You know? Ken and Gamma and Leon Huff, particularly Leon Huff. In 1975, they wanted me to come up and be a part of their writing team and record with them and follow them.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd heard some things I did. So Granville White, who was working for CBS, invited me up to meet these guys, and they had been watching my work and seeing through my records and watching what I write, how I write. They were enthused about what I do. Well, I said, damn, I got a chance to go up with Kenny Gamma, Leon Huff. I'm going to really learn this business.
Mm-hmm.
They went up and they worked with me a lot, and they did a lot of things for me, and God, they did everything for me. And Ken and Huff just took me to his house and wined and dined me. And I know deep down inside he don't do this to everyone. But this guy took me to his house with his family and invited me in and took me in. And God knows I appreciate everything he ever done. But he was in tune to me so much that he believed I could do all these things. But sometimes he would just go to the studio and turn me loose and say, hey, Bobby Rush, cut what you want to cut. That's how much he believed in me. So I was coming there to watch their back and learn to do what they do so I could be a better writer. But they didn't want to put me in so I could do what I do so they could learn what I know. I didn't know they were watching me like I was watching them. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that's why it didn't work as well as I thought it should work, because I went there to learn from them. They want me to come so they can learn from me. You know?
So you saw yourself as a student, but they saw you as a master teacher.
Right. They saw me as I went to try to learn something. They want me to come so they can, man, you know, this guy down south, they said down south, man, we got to get him up here, man. We got to peep his head, man, see what he getting these thoughts for, where he coming with the ideas. And I said, man, I'm going to Philadelphia so I can see what these guys got, Teddy Pendergrass, all these guys, the OJ. I got to get in this atmosphere so I can learn what they do. They said, look at this young guy up here so we can learn what he do, what he thinking, how's his head put together, you know? Mm-hmm. And man, and when I found that out, I wasn't interested in being there as much as I should have been because I was there to learn, and I could have, and I didn't know what I know now. But I can tell you one thing. They was a teacher to me. I don't get you to talk to Kenny Gamaliel on her, especially her, as much as I like to. But I love the man. I love the way he treat me. I respect him so highly. And God knows they put me in a mindset is what I am now. I always thought I could do it, but they really taught me that I could do what I need to do for me as a producer, as a writer, as a promotion man, as a agent, and a manager, and all these things I could do for myself. I got that from these guys.
Oh wow, that's amazing. You've been blessed to be around like people of like minds and there's amazing talent and ability and ambition.
Well, I went to go there. Yeah, you're right. I was able to go there because they was involved with Quincy Jones. All these guys were all friends of Mighty Three Music, and they went there and set me in one of the Mighty Three Music. Come on, man.
Yeah,
how great is that?
That's excellent. And I also want to ask you, like, I mean, you've been around and you like one of the all-time greats that ever did it, y'all. You one of the best that ever did it. But who, in your opinion, was the best talent you ever seen do it outside of yourself?
You mean promotion side or writing side?
Musicianship. I mean, like, you go down the list. I mean, you want to talk about the promotion side or the musicianship?
Well, let me tell you, in the artistship, Jackie Wilson probably was the best. Jackie Wilson. God, he was good. One of the three people, he was just a genius, man. And for a record company, run a record company, Kenny Gamaliel, her, the best I ever saw doing it. For running a record company and a publishing company, and writing. The guy was the best that ever done it. As far as an artist doing something and making something out of nothing, probably Joe Simon. He never had the promotion behind him. He never had none of these big, glamorous people behind him pushing him. Joe Simon made what he made on his own. You know, and the guy who started all this ball and rolling and being independent was Sam Cooke. He was independent and probably died from his independence. It's the same way with me. You catch hell when you're independent and when you won't kiss butt, but only on your terms. You know, and when you try to be fair with yourself and with your family and try to do things for your family, it's been hard. The hardest thing with me coming up is being independent and being in a position where I could call shots to myself, but yet don't hurt myself and hurt my family is what I've done. It hasn't been always where I could choose the things I need to do, and it was good for me. Here's what I'm saying about that. Because some people don't want Bobby Rush to be all these heads and wear all these hats.
Right.
Most people want to talk to me. They want to talk to my manager. They want to talk to my songwriter. They want to talk to my producer. But I'm all of these people. And when they talk to me, sometimes I think people are threatened by me wearing all these hats. I think people are threatened about that, you know.
But you paying the cost to be the boss, though, like James Brown.
Yeah, I pay the cost to be the boss, but then sometimes you look at it and you say, well, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Which one is worth it? What's come first, the egg or the hen? You know. So I think I paid a big dues because I think I could be a big, better known artist if I had went and got me some manager to manage me, to put me on the TV, give me the TV spot. I'd have been a bigger artist. I'd have been big as just as big. But then I wouldn't own myself. I control myself. Then what would I be? Just a guy. You know, I don't know. I don't think I would like that.
I mean, gain the world to lose your soul.
That's what I'm talking about. Right. Right. Then I don't know. But then again, what is to grow old and lose the world and never gain your soul?
never heard that, Bobby.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, because what is rich, what is successful, it depends on the person who doing it. What's successful to me? What's successful to me is taking care of my family, taking care of my kids, and being able to do some things with them and for them that I want to do. That's rich to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not having $1 million and not good health and you can't be with your family. Because if I was a triple millionaire today and didn't have my family to share it with, I think that'd be a sad day to me.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me?
Yes, sir. That's some knowledge.
So I think I'd rather not have to share to my family and have a desire to share to my family and have a family to share it with. See, if you got a family to share it with, is one thing. See, to do for your son and can't do for your son is different when you have a son, when you can do for your son and don't have a son to do it for. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
You see, I don't have a mother I could go to on Mother's Day. If you follow me?
Yes, sir.
But when I did have a mother, I enjoyed her then. But there's some people who never knew to have that mother. I don't know how that feels, but I can imagine.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine, to have $1 million you can share with your son, your daughter, your wife, your loved one. That's good. But to have a desire to do it and don't have it, that makes you feel bad. But when you look at it, it's often nice to not have it and have people to share it and not have it, than to have it and don't have nobody to share it with. It's almost like a man dressed up and they ain't got no place to go. Have a car and nobody to drive. I have a half pair of shoes and no legs.
It's like a song to me. That's like one of your songs.
Yeah. You got a closet for the shoes, but you have no legs. So which one is best? To have legs and no shoes? I have a closet for the shoes and no legs.
I would pick the legs.
Yeah, with no shoes.
Yes, sir.
So that's where I kind of said, now I could have been a bigger artist on paper by standing up people on the TV doing all of this. I'm gonna be this big superstar. But then
I was thinking
about
with Michael Jackson, though. I mean, look, he reached the top in terms of the empirical success. He had the fame and the fortune, but did he have his life? Did he have the things he wanted as a person?
That's a prime example. I don't know what's in his mind, but I could imagine out of all he had, what he wanted.
Yes, sir.
That's a sad time.
It is, but also when you talked about, because you brought up Sam Cooke about independence, and I always talk to musicians. They always tell me stories about Sam Cooke or Otis Redding, how these guys were very business minded, and how their deaths were basically connected to them taking care of their business and trying to be independent among anything else.
But I'm going to ask you, I went up and did this thing for the veteran for 2 years in a row. I'm going to tell you something. It was the hardest thing for me to do because I get no support. I got no support. Hold just 1 minute. We go just hold your point.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
Are you all right?
Man, it's been so hard for me, man. It's been so hard for me to stay independent and do what I do from every angle I could think. It hadn't been satisfied with me. I couldn't do for my family what I wanted to do. I had to turn my back on a lot of things I stood for and played like Peter that I didn't stand for. And knowing all the time I stood for what I stood for with my family. I'm a black man. I remember a lady wanted to hire me in Florida about 10 years ago.
Yes, sir.
She said, Bobby Royce, I got a city function that I want you to play for. She said, but this is a community organization, It's a family-orientated show. Can you do it without the girls? I said, sure I can. So I got 3 or 4 girls following me most of the time. When I got there this time, I had 10. She said, oh, my God, I thought you said you could perform without the girls. I said, I sure did, but I didn't tell you I would. And I did tell her I would. She asked me, could I perform without the girls? I said, yes.
Right.
But I never tell her I would.
Mm-hmm.
She asked me a question. I understood what she was asking me.
Right.
But I went on to do this show. She loved it because I'm a granddaddy. I'm a great-granddaddy. I'm a father. I'm a school teacher. I'm a Sunday school teacher. I'm a biblical study. I know when to do. It's a time and place for everything.
Right.
Now, you see, the girls on the show, sometimes people look at them like it's some racial thing. It's some borderline sexual thing. But it's not, because it's only that what they think about is what people write about. See, when people like yourself write about this being this narrow, borderline situation thing, that's what people perceive it to be. But people said it about me because they don't want me to compete with the Elvis Presley of the white boys. Right. I've been in situations on college campuses and doing my show where the kids love it. But the dean will come to me and say, Bobby Rush, here's what I want you to do. We got a mark on the show. They have a ring for me as a black man to stand in. I stand in this ring, so what we want you to do, we want to hear your music, but don't get outside this ring. And we have a line, a string. You hear what I'm saying? A string on each side of me. The public can see that, but there's a string. They don't want my hips to touch each side of the string. It's a string that I stand between it. That means they don't want me to shake my hip to touch the string on one side or the other side. Did you hear what I just said to you?
Yes, sir. That's crazy.
That means I can't twist my hip because they don't want me to touch the string. No suggestion one way or the other with my hips.
How long ago was this? When did this happen?
3 years ago.
That's 3 years ago, man. I thought it was like in the 50s or 60s.
No. I'm trying to tell you, more things change, more than remain the same. That's it. He only did it because people wrote about this show that I do is risque. They said that, not the public. Public ain't never said that. It's only the writers who said that, who envy me for what I do.
That's crazy, though, man. You look at the stuff that goes on TV now and in the movies and everything that's happening right now.
But they don't want that. Well, Bobby Rush, how clean this show going to be tonight? What's it mean, how clean this show going to be tonight?
Man, that's like you two lot crew or something. I don't understand.
Well, but even that I don't want to say that about him. But I'm saying, but you see, how clean it was in 1700 when an African lady put this grass skirt on. They come out to do the sarong dances and what? How clean was that?
Right.
How clean was John the Baptist when John the Baptist got his head on a platter? Do you know biblically what they was doing? How clean was that?
So we supposed to be freedom of expression, and people, they paying for it, they evidently demanding what you do well. I don't really...
Well, but I get it. I get it because I'm a black man. That's what it is. Because they don't say anything about Tom Jones when he's up, singing black people's songs and suggestions through his hips. You know?
Well, that's something, though. I mean,
that didn't bother Chumpy Checker too much because when he done the twist, he was doing it from his knees up. When you do it from your hips up, you got a problem with that if you're black.
So it's still like, what about in terms of radio play? How hard is it? Was it easier back then to get played on the radio than it is now? I mean, what is... Do you know how you... Okay.
It was harder then because of the race record, because the blues cat didn't get no... at that much airplay. The few people were playing, they called it race records. And it is still hard now to get airplay because what they're playing, the blues is hard to get airplay because the format is set different and it's set intentionally against the blues players and the black entertainers. Now, the rappers get a little bit more play. At first, they was not, because that's what they call underground. They was underground because they wouldn't get radio play. You know where it went.
Right.
Then the white people got into rap, and so they had to went mainstream. You know? And then they do that because more white people buy rap records than black folks. You know? And they support it not intentionally to help the black people because that's what they lack. Because, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. And what goes around, come around. What goes up, come down. And so it's coming down now. So that's kind of the name of that game, you know. And there's so much that I could say good, so much I can say bad, but the good always overtake the bad. So I don't have no regret for what I have done. If I had to do it all over again, I probably would do it just a little bit slicker. When I say slicker, I'm not talking about being slick. I'm talking about doing a little more, educate myself in what I'm doing to try to reach more mass of people than what I do. Because I started off singing the blues for my people. My people was as a black man for black folks. Because the Chitlin Circuit was dominant what I knew, and what I knew how to work it was blacks. You know? I didn't know anything about the crossover, but I was blessed enough to cross over and didn't cross out. There's a many black guys who white people know and black people don't know them. You know, I could go and talk about Buddy or B.B. A lot of black people know B.B., but they don't associate with him now as much as they did back in the day.
Right,
that's because they don't support him. They don't support. You know, the average 20-year-old black kid don't know who Buddy Guy is.
That's true.
But the average 20-year-old white guy know who he is. But here's the advantage I have. God bless me. Well, a lot of white people know who I am, and most of black people know who I am. So I have the benefit of that on both sides of the street. That don't seem to be popular because I don't get the big write-ups because black people don't write the same thing that white people write. Because every time, 9 times out of 10, when you get a write-up about anything, it's coming from the white side, writing about you.
So I
got somebody coming by my house today to write about the blues of Mississippi. Somebody gonna meet me today at 1:30, writing about the story of Mississippi. And they want me to just come by my house and film me and shoot a story on this history of it. And they want me on it, and I really didn't want to be on it. I didn't want to be on. Here's why: because I didn't want to be on because they shooting it as a musician standpoint. I'm not talking about the musician is important, but I'm not just a musician. So I don't want to get caught up in that trap being with the musician. Because I'm not just a musician. You follow me?
Yes, sir. I mean, you're a historian and everything. I mean, you just...
because let me explain to you what I mean, because I don't want people to get this wrong when they hear it. Because when you in a church, the pastor go to heaven the same way a Christian go to heaven. If you're going to heaven, you go to heaven. But it's different in the pastor and the deacon. It's different in the deacon and the people sitting in the audience. Its position is different. My position is different. I'm not the guitar player play with Howlin' Wolf. I didn't play with Howlin' Wolf. I didn't start with Howlin' Wolf. You know, Sunbeam started with Howlin' Wolf, not me. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
So that's a difference. I'm not talking about I'm more important, but there is a difference. See, a cow is a cow. A horse is a horse. One give milk and one pull a wagon.
That's right.
And they're both important. But there is a difference.
Yes, sir.
You know, there is a difference. And we as entertainers, I try to mortify my music so I can reach the young people with my music. Now, that doesn't happen to a lot of us. A lot of the guys in my age, B.B., blah. See, now, we don't forgot about young people who 20, 25 years old. We still want to sing, follow up the road. My baby done left me. My shoes run over. And I ate some peanut butter last night. Ain't nothing wrong with the peanut butter. Ain't nothing wrong with your woman left you. But you got to do it. You got to mortify where people understand it and they can relate to it. See, 25 or 30 years ago, we couldn't do this kind of interview unless you were with me, so got a tape recorder. Because that phone thing wasn't that clear for us to do this kind of thing.
That's
Mortification. You know? Mortification.
Let me ask you, go ahead, I'm sorry.
They got this thing about the abortion thing, and I don't want to get into political stuff, but all this abortion, all this stuff coming up. Come on, man. You know, this gay rights and the whole rights for this and right for that. I'm not into that, but I got my belief and I got my version of it and got my thoughts of it. It's just like the music, man. See, the blues is the mother of all music. Blues and gospel. You know, it's like the rock and roll the blues had a baby and called it rock and roll.
Mhm.
That's life. That's life. You know, if there's so many things I want to see done in my lifetime, don't know where to get done, because people kick me down from every standpoint of my career. They know I'm right about what I do and what I stand for, but they don't support me in what they don't write about what I do. They write about what I. Sometimes they write about what I did, but they don't write about when I'm doing it, so people can get into it when I'm doing it. I just did the red, white, and blue in Memphis, for the vet, and a lot of people congratulate me after they see what I've done from the website standpoint. Quite not a lot of people showed up, but it's many people who would showed up if they had known it. And how do they know it? You got to get the people involved, the state involved, the city involved, the county involved. Everybody should be involved with doing it. Now, if every wrestler living, they'll be behind every wrestler because he's another color.
Right.
You know, people don't want to talk about that. You know, I don't want to linger on black and white issue, but it exists.
I mean, it's important, though, because like, it depends on how the narratives get told, how the story is being told. I mean, rock and roll, does it irk you that people always say, well, rock and roll was a combination of the blues and country music coming together?
Well, I think you're right about that. I think it's a combination of all music. I think why they call rock and roll and blues and separated because of the color barrier. They didn't want to be involved with black people getting credit for the music for what it is. So they want to start to say rock and roll was Jerry Lee Lewis, but it was Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard. And then before them, it could have been someone else that I can't.
So like Noni Harris or Roy Brown.
Yeah, you got Roy Brown, all them guys. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
But nobody want to get credit for where it's come from. Everybody want to take credit. And most people who take credit is the people who are in position to write about it. And when they write about who started it, that's what people perceive it to be. So that's why it's so important. So that's why it's so important when you write about me, whatever you say about me, what people learn about me through your writing, and what they read about is what they perceive me to be, whether it's right or wrong.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But is it troublesome? I know. I mean, you made mention of somebody brought it up at the symposium. You know, Preston Lauterbach wrote the Chitlin Circuit. It's a pretty good book. Like you said, it don't include everything, and also is a perspective on a very important subject matter. Does it kind of perturb you to know that it's mostly like you get mostly white people interested in trying to write the history rather than black folks?
Yeah,
interested in writing the history.
I'm to be honest with you. I'm telling you this morning, and in 2011, I'm disturbed at this moment about black people not interested in the history of where we come from, what we did, what we doing, what we plan to do. But then again, I can understand because they're not encouraged, because intentionally that side of the people not encouraging black people to keep reminding our people of who we are and what we have done, because they want it to go away like we haven't did anything, like we don't stand anything, like we don't mean anything to the world, and what we do don't mean anything. That's the impression they want to leave on their children. So we as black people ain't got nothing to give or nothing to look forward to, that we ain't been about nothing. We ain't created nothing. We haven't invented nothing. That's what some people want the world to think. And these some people control what we think, because they want to take what we do even out of the high school. So you have no knowledge, no way of getting the real deal. You know, you follow what I'm talking? They don't even teach who invented a peanut in the schools anymore.
That's so true. I mean, you touched on so many. I mean, like even at the Rose Symposium, that y'all was a part of, it was great. But I wish more people from the city that look like us were invited or were somehow included. Like I told some of the organizers, y'all should have reached out to some of the school kids, because I mean, a lot of black folks don't know about this history. Well, in the city.
In the city, let me tell you what the sad thing. 4 or 5 years ago, I went to a school up in North Mississippi, Tallahatchie County. I went to a school, and wasn't everybody, but mass of the people in Mississippi didn't know Mecca Evans.
No, man, it's crazy.
I can understand you if you was in. I can understand a little bit if you was in California. But in the Mississippi school system didn't know who Mecca Evans was or what he stood for. They said, "Well, we heard about what did he do." Is that sad or not? Now that ain't all the child fault.
No, it's not just the kid's fault.
No, it's not the child fault because it's like writing a book. You can only write about what you know about. If they don't have it in school, if it's not important in school, then they won't teach it. It's not important to the white race to teach black kids about who he was and what he did, what he stood for. It's not important. You know? It's not important to tell kids for kids to tell them about who was the first black man who graduated from Ole Miss. Who was the second? It's not important. You know, it's not important for them to know. But for they concerned, they wanted to be erased from their mind and from record that any black kid ever graduated from there. Not only there, nowhere else. You know, they know it happened, but let's don't talk about that.
But what do you think about the fact? Well, do you think about the fact that either they don't teach the history of the blues or the civil rights movement or black history in general, that the state of Mississippi trying to make money out of the Mississippi blues trails, out the concerts and the festivals, and out the civil rights history? Like they want to make money out of this history, but they don't want to teach it.
They want to make money off of it, but they don't want to keep it existing for people to know about. Why do they want to do it? They want to make money on it, but they're trying to hide the fact. They want to. They don't want to educate the black kids to understand why is the blues important. Now they don't want to talk about that. Now if they're going to have a blues trail in Mississippi, shouldn't they have that in the colleges?
Yes.
In the region?
In the schools, even.
How you going to have a blues trail in Mississippi and don't insert this into the colleges and the schools? You follow me?
That's so true. That's so true.
But if they're going to celebrate the 4th of July, they have that in the school.
But you know what's crazy, though? I know at Ole Miss there's a guy who's over the blues archive, and his specialty is Celtic music. He's not an expert at all in blues. He has no understanding of it. He don't know how it relates to folk music. But he's a Celtic music expert. But he's no expert in blues, but he's over the archives at Ole Miss.
Well, let me say it to you like this. You know I understand what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
Then you know I understand you.
Yes, sir.
It's so sad. I'm so handicapped. I'm so hurt because of what I know. I'm telling you this one, I'm full for what I know. Woe unto a man who knows better don't do. He get whooped with many stripes. It's best not to know what I know and to know what I know and can't do anything about it. I don't do anything about it. Now, God didn't say the man that did not know would get trumped or whipped or stomped down for what he did not do or what he did not know. He said you perish from lack of knowledge.
That's true.
In other words, the man who don't know get killed, and the man who know get killed twice. So, at the end of the day, dead is dead. It's almost like a guy fighting a bear. And you stand around and look at that man fighting that bear. He knocked the bear down. He kicked the bear. The bear was at his last breath. And the man fell and the bear killed him. He said, did you see that man fight that bear? He almost killed that bear until the bear killed him. You follow me now?
Yes, sir.
If that bear had to kill that man, he'd have killed that bear.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's an example of how I feel. I'm helpless. I'm out here by myself, and the guys who can help won't help. The guys who desire to help, the guys who desire to help, don't have a voice to help.
That's so true.
Because you can get plenty of interviews from many musicians. But What is that readable? Just talking about a musician? You got to talk about a person. You got to talk about somebody who have put in something, who have something to say. Just interviewing the man about the insurance is one thing, but when you interview Obama about it, it's another thing.
Mhm.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Anybody can talk about it. A lady was interviewing me. I'm open up to you. I'm so sad and again for what I know. I know a lot of things. A lot of things politically and unpolitical things. But what God have blessed me with, the knowledge of enough to know I don't know anything.
Mhm.
See, I know I don't know anything because when a man tells no, he won't talk long because man don't know anything.
Right.
And I always use that because, you know, out of all I know, I don't know anything. And I wish I had been in a position where I would have known some more political thing like the Obama. I think he's one of the smartest men ever lived. But even if what he knows, what can he do with his knowledge other than take it home to the grave with him?
That's so true. I agree with you.
I know he's the president. You understand me well as a writer. I know he's the president. But that's some things he know he'll die with.
Yeah, and it's going to kill him twice.
That's right. That's right.
For knowing it.
But none. I said, I'm sad for what I know. I'm sad for what I know. When I look at myself, look at Bobby Bland, b.b.king, Little Richard, I put all those in a box together. Chuck Berry, probably have plenty of money. B.B. probably have plenty of money. Little Richard, all these guys have all this musical knowledge. Let me ask you a question. What in the world are all of us doing for someone else? And about us, now we got some money. We got a name. Now what we doing?
That's true.
You name me one person doing anything from anybody, if black or white, especially black. I said black or white. Name me one.
Well, that's doing something like as far as for musicians who's helping out, giving back.
Yeah.
Or just anybody.
Well, on a musician standpoint, you ain't got that many musicians who's able to give back financially. Because the musician, they seem to be doing all right, but sometimes the grass.
It's perception, it's the perception. You don't really know the truth.
Not perception. You know, but there's a few guys who making a couple. But what are they doing?
That's true.
What do you want to be a millionaire for? What you want to write for? What are we doing this interview for? Are we doing it for? What are we doing this for? What are we saying? What we do? What we really doing this interview for? I mean, tell me what.
I mean, you hope that you could get the information out there that folks normally ain't getting from corporate media outlets, so they could be better informed about the subject matter and about the person who creates the content.
Exactly. But most guys, most musicians want to be in the newspaper about what? About themselves.
Right, promotion stuff. I mean, it's ego. We all got egos and stuff, you know.
No, but I don't. I don't care if you write about me. I don't care if you don't. I ain't never talked about what I've done. That's why I've been here all the time.
But it's like that football coach, It's like the football coach of the Penn State. The media made him to this god and to this bigger-than-life figure. And so that's why the heart is so far, because you made him to bigger than what he was as a man. And now when something happens, you got to bring him down to it, back to level.
Now, see, I'm sorry to jump in. That's an example of what I'm talking about. The media, this ain't got nothing to do with the man himself. It's the media put him the media put him where they think he's untouchable.
Exactly.
So it's all right for him to do that. Unless it's your child.
Exactly.
Unless it's your child. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
If this boy name is your child, then it's a different story. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
See, when the inflation was on us as laborers, and way about 50 years ago, hard time wasn't bad because it wasn't hard time for white folks. Now it's rough. Only reason you see all this media only about the hard time, about the inflation, because white people catching hell.
That's true.
It ain't about us catching hell. It's about some white folks catching hell.
That's so true. You tell the truth, Bobby.
Long as we were catching hell, they weren't catching hell. They don't write about that. They write about we catching hell, all people catching hell, because they involved now.
Exactly.
You follow
me? Yes, sir.
It's against the law for police to fix a ticket. I got two sons of policemen. It's against the law for them to fix a ticket. But it wasn't 50 years ago. There wasn't no black police, so they fixed each other's tickets. You understand what I'm saying? Now it's against the law. You know why? Because they're black enforcement, law enforcement now. So the law been changed. See, 100 years ago, a president's son didn't get no ticket. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Now the president pissed on the wall. He probably get a ticket, get put in the paper. What they really, it ain't about the president's son got a ticket. It's about letting you know, black folks, y'all can't do this shit.
Right.
They telling us something. Well, you're not exempt from the law. They ain't talking about him. They talking about us.
That's true. You see it every day on TV with the president.
They're making an example about us. Because we catching hell because of black president, and the black person gets hell because he's black. That's the truth now.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you something. I've done, you know, I'm into you, man. I was done an interview in Chicago 2 weeks ago. And I went to talk, that lady will talk to me about the history of me and where I come from with Chess Records.
Yes, sir.
And before she did that, she said, Robert, before we get into the interview, what you think about the president?
Okay.
Man, you know, I could, but I'm trying to be cool. You follow me?
Yeah.
This ain't got this interview about me, and she asked me about the president. I said to her, I said, are you asking me that because I'm a black man was supposed to know about the president? No, I don't ask you that because I think you. What you think about that? I mean, I don't know what you got for that. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's the best president we ever had so far. I think we maybe have a next president gonna be better than him when he come back. Where he black or white, the best president ain't been born yet.
Right.
She said, well, what'd you think about the oil spill since you're in Mississippi? I mean, she'll jump from oil spill now from the president. I said, wait a minute. I said, first of all, let me tell somebody. I said, turn your tape back on. Let me put this on record. I said, first of all, I think the president doing a great job. He doing more than anybody could do with the situation he's in because everybody tied his hand, including you, because you tied his hand because I can tell you tied his hand by the question you asked me. She said, what do you mean about that? I said, now, first, the oil spill in Mississippi, I think they should have a rehearsal how they're going to stop this pipe up in case it broke. How they going to do that? I said, same thing to do with schools. When you go to a school, you have fire drills just in case there be a fire. No fire yet, but they do it every year, every 2 or 3 months. You have a fire drill just in case something break out. You know, have a wall drill, whatever you do, whatever, just in case. She said, well, how do you make up that? I said, I'm a country boy. I got to talk country. I'm not educated as you are. That's what I told her. I said, but I was raised up with hog, cows, chicken, and everything. But have you ever seen a hog? She said, yeah, I saw a hog. I said, well hog consider just a pig. But when you talk about a sow and you talk about a bull hog, then you talk about a male hog and a female hog. She said, oh, yeah, I understand. I said, but you ever notice that when a male hog has a little pig, they suck their tits and they get their nourishment, their milk. She said, yeah, I know that. I said, but you ever notice a bull hog have tits too? She said, yeah. I said, just in case. She didn't know how to take how I went around the bush with that. You know, that's just in case. You know, just in case. She said, well, why do you tell me that? She said, why would that? Anna, why would you analyze it to me like that? Is that as I had that in mind, just in case you asked me about Obama, I asked me at the oil thing. I had that in mind just in case you asked me something off the line of what we're supposed to be talking about.
That's right.
But anyway, I sent it to you because you could understand how I do interviews, and people always want to throw things to me that's going to lead me to another direction. And I tell everybody, we can't talk about everything at the same time. Because it's just like teaching Sunday school. You can't talk about, if we talk about John the Baptist this time, it's not that the other part of the Bible is wrong, it's just that you can't talk about it all at the same time. We talk about the issue we need to talk about. So we talk about Bible verse now, we're talking about what I've done, what I could have done, what I should have done, what I wish I had done. And beyond that, we talk about a few things and add in between, make it add up to about this thing we talking about Bobby Rush. And hopefully that people would understand me better and understand that what I have done is what I should have done. If I didn't do what I should have done, I did all I know to do while I could. Because my motto is, I'm going to do all I can while I can. There will come a day that I cannot do, that I will regret what I did not do.
It's powerful. So, let me ask you this, speaking of what you want to do, what would be who are some people you want to work with musically right now that's on the scene? Got anybody in mind that you never worked with that you want to work with?
Oh, yeah. People I want to work with is the people who I love so much and who I want to spend some time with physically, mentally, and musically. That would be b.b.king, Bobby Bland, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, Etta James, Buddy Guy. These guys got something to offer the public, and I want to get into it. I don't know what I've had a chance to do that. Then you got younger guys come like Mel Waiters and Willie Clayton. You got all the guys like that, and I love these guys. And I want to talk to them like me and you talking today, so they have a mindset to do right about others. So they have a mindset to do right about others. Because when you boil it down in this life, it's never about yourself. It's all about others. Now, if it's about yourself, you'll wind up being alone by yourself before you leave this life. Because it ain't about you. It's about someone else. This interview ain't about. I'm not doing this interview for you. I'm doing it because I'm hoping you pass this down to someone else, so they can learn from what we talk about. So it'll be beneficial to their life, and they can apply to their life, and hopefully it'll help someone else in life about whatever they're doing.
Yes, sir. It's just like paying it forward, like you just said. It's all about helping other people, because that's your real legacy. It's not what's it's missing. It's what's left behind. Whatever is left behind is your legacy.
That's it. And
you left a lot of people inspired for generations. You left a lot of people inspired to do, not only listen to the music, but also follow in your footsteps. But are you concerned about the people who are not following your footsteps? Like, for example, it was a generation ago that, a lot of black folks were playing baseball. But now it's hard to find now any black people who are interested in baseball, either watching or playing it. So you think that'll be the same case with the blues?
Yes. You said it. I was listening to you. It ain't no different. It's the same thing. If you don't raise up people to make it be enthused, and then I'm enthused about doing the things that we did, it'll soon drift from their mind. I saw my sisters playing hopscotch. You don't see that. You don't see that anymore. I'm not talking about you're supposed to do that. But you're supposed to fill the void of that with something. You follow me? It's like resurrection, whether you believe it or not. You can't die out of one thing and don't be born into something else. You can't. You just don't move, get rich, and move out of your neighborhood and don't take somebody with you. Because the same people you move from, the same people who come to the neighborhood and rob you.
That's true. That's so true.
You follow me?
That's right.
So I live in a black neighborhood that people call me crazy. I put a lot of money in this house. I could have went and bought me a house. I probably put $200,000 or $300,000 in a house that was in my neighborhood. Now, first of all, I wasn't crazy when I was doing it, but I knew if I build in my neighborhood, not only that I'm building the neighborhood, I'm building other people's neighborhood up around me. And when a guy got ready to sell his house, he came to me. He said, Bobby Rush, I'm going to ask you a question. I said, yeah. He said, can I put my house up for sale that is next door to Bobby Rush's house? This is true. He put in that paper, house next door to Bobby Rush's house. He sold it in 3 days.
That's smart. That's brilliant.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
Because people want to buy a house next to my house.
That makes sense.
If someone would put in the paper today, house worth $500,000. It's next door to b.b.king house. Hell, ain't you interested in it?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about, it's an investment.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's only $100,000 but worth $1 million. Come on. So got it sold his house like that. You know, I'm not talking about I'm the big thing, but you got to understand one thing, and when I said that, I don't mean it just like I'm saying it now. Because you don't have to do anything. I use that word. I don't mean to say you got to do anything. If you're talking about Mississippi, if you're talking about the biggest blues singers from Mississippi, you definitely have to say b.b.king.
Right.
If you're talking about the biggest blues man in Mississippi, you have to talk about Bobby Rush.
That's true.
And ain't nothing you can do about it. It's like your mama love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. But that's your mama. You can't make her not love you. You're her child.
Right.
You can not like your mama if you want to, but you can't stop her love for you.
That's true.
You can't stop me from being the biggest artist in Mississippi. I didn't say they won't come along, but not in my lifetime. They won't live long enough to be here. But how long it take to be a legend? Shit, you ain't found no legend under 70 years old. Shit.
That's true. You so true. It's all about longevity. I mean, Elvis got it young, but he dead now.
Yeah, what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you had to do it for a long time.
You know, now you got a few young guys who's going to be legends in their lifetime or one legend, Stevie Wonder, because he been in so long.
Right.
He was just a kid. Now, Michael Jackson was another one, but he started when he was a baby.
Right.
That means as young as he was, but he got almost 50 years in the business. He was a baby when he started.
That's true.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
You know, for Willie Clayton to have 50 years in business, he'd be 100 years old. Because he get a record till he was 40 years old. You follow me? That's life. That's unfortunate, but it's life.
That's true.
You follow me?
Yes, sir.
You know, Shirley Brown right there in town, when she gets 50 years in the business, she could be at least 85 years old, get 50 years in the business. That's it. That's where it is.
It is.
That's where it is. And that's life. And that's life. That's life. Well, just call me back if you have anything else come to your mind. I'll be ready, man.
Yeah, Mr. Rose, I appreciate it. It's an honor to talk to you always. And thank you so much for all you do.
Tell your mama she got my heart.
Yes, sir, I would definitely do that. She'll be pleased. All right.
Okay, buddy.
Take it easy. All right.
Okay.